is tied together. Trust on both ends, and not to be able to score. We got great looks, some in and out. Normally we make a lot of those little bunnies. We got good looks at three. But I think, again, our defense, as we've talked about here over the last month, we believe on the defensive end, and we stayed, together. We knew that they were going to come out. They played fast. We expected that. But I thought the group, again, we didn't shoot the ball well in the first half, and we were only down 9, and then we walked them down. But give them credit, they're a really good team. And again, they pushed the lead up, but everybody just felt, confident that if we just, stayed the course and kept working the ball, Kai and Luka were going to be Kai and Luka. But I thought the trust was really tested when Exum was in the game there late. He had great looks. No one was upset. Everybody was just, wanting him to make them. And then he turned down the three to take a layup. We wanted him to make that. But everyone, again, trusted him with that last three. And that's the beauty of his team, is that we know they're going to take the ball out of Luka and Kai's hand, and someone else is going to have to step up. PJ didn't start off well, but again, he was big. He started, I think he helped break the streak there, helping us not, make some threes. But it wasn't a pretty win, but it's a win on the road against a very talented team.
A lot of the times you talk about letting the team play, especially on the offensive end. Down the stretch, I think the 4-ish minute mark, the 2-ish minute mark, you took timeouts before offensive possessions. What was the thinking, and what did you how do you think the team responded to those?
We got wide open looks. I think just, again, I had timeouts to burn to give us a chance to rest, to regroup. We got the stops on the defensive end. I wanted to make sure that we got the ball in Luka and Kai's hand out of a set play, and let those guys execute. And being able to understand who was being guarded by who. We knew Sabonis was going to guard Exum, so we wanted Exum in the screen. And Exum we trust. Being able to get those wide open looks. We believe that he can knock them down. He's shooting 51% from three. Didn't go down for him, but I thought, again, the trust that Luka and Kai had with him of believing that he was going to make the right play, and he did. He made a big three in the corner there. But just to give some rest, and then just to be organized on both sides of the ball, not just offensively, but defensively, to make sure that we were in the right coverage.
And then for you guys, you can talk about all the edges and the margins that decide a game. How much is it for you guys that you just have Luka and Kyrie, that you have two, of the game's very, very, very best shot makers down the stretch?
We're very happy. That we got two of the best in the world, to be able to not just be shot makers, but to create shots for others. They're two great quarterbacks. They're very unselfish. They understand the moment, the time, and what needs to be done. And understanding. I think Kai really got us going there. He took control of the game offensively. Luka being able to play off of that. Again, their chemistry with the two of them, it's it's at a very high level right now, and we're happy to have both of them on our team. But again, just the gravity that those two will have two on them at times, and the trust of being able to get off the ball to Exum or to PJ to make a play.
Coach Kidd, we talked about it, before the game. I just want to know, did you say anything to your team about this type of experience? There was a lot of things going on in there, physically, the rebound and miss makes, big shots, such as Kyrie. Did you say anything to him about, hey, this is what things going to be looking like?
Yeah, after the game, during the end of the game with Kai, I just told him, this is a great experience for everyone. The trust that we talked about at the beginning of the year, the chemistry, but also who's going to be able to step up and make plays, because as we go forward, it's always the X factor. It's not going to be a star, because coaches are not going to let stars win games. It's going to be someone else. And so to see Exum be able to step up, it could be PJ next time, it could be D Jones. And so we trust our role players are going to be able to step up and make a play when needed, when those two are being double teamed. And so I think just on this journey, we're learning a lot about each other as a team, and it's been fun.
They threw a few surprises at you guys, like with Keon Ellis and a few other their younger players. How did you adjust when you saw that they were doing it?
Well, we knew Ellis was going to play. He played in the last one. For them to have the injury to Monk, that probably hurt them a little bit, just understanding his capabilities offensively. But Mike Brown is a great coach, and they have a good team over there. And so just understand, we knew the pace was going to be a lot higher. I thought the guys did a great job of keeping the game within reach and then being able to take control of the game in the fourth. We have no turnovers in the fourth. That means we're getting looks, make or miss. And so what good teams do that, and that's what we did this evening.
Also, a lot of guys, as you already said, weren't making shots that they normally would make and things like that, but they started using more of their hands to be on defense. Was that something that you said in the huddle?
We're going to be physical. That's just the nature of who we are. We've embraced that since we've already talked about the way the game is being called. We got to embrace it. We're not going to complain about it. We're going to play the way the game is being officiated, and physicality is at a high. And that's what everybody talks about is playoffs, but it's March, and so if this is the way it's going to be officiated, then that's the way we're going to play. And until the whistle is blown, we got to play through it. And I think the guys have done an incredible job of embracing the physicality and not complaining and just playing the game of basketball at a high level.
You used the word journey a lot. You used it again a few minutes ago. I wondered if any time in those last 4 days here in Sacramento, did you realize that Luka and Kyrie played their first game together here last February? And I think y'all played 2 games here. And just kind of thinking about their journey and how far those 2 guys have come.
Yeah, I think that game was a good game too. I think it went to overtime, or we lost. But the journey that those 2 have been on, the start, as we know, wasn't what we wanted. But sometimes you have to fail to be successful, and it's all right to fail. But as long as you learn and you continue to keep working, and that's what those 2 have done. And they've turned the corner, and I've said that since Abu Dhabi or Madrid, that the chemistry is at a high level between those 2, and you guys can see that.
Luka limped off at halftime. I'm guessing in your mind there was no doubt he was going to play the second half. Is this just stuff that's going to, just stuff that sticks with him, through the course of the season? Was it anything specific that you know of?
That's just his walk. He walks with a limp. No, I don't know. I know he's bleeding, but I didn't know he was limping. He takes a hit or 2 out there, but I think he's fine. He looked fine in the locker room. He was excited about the win, but I don't know anything about the injuries. I just know he has a nice cut on his knee that keeps bleeding, but that's maybe why it was limping.
He also had a little stiffness. Was that minor?
He has a lot of tape on his body. You guys should ask him. I'm not the medical person. He might have a stiff neck. I don't know. You have to ask him.
Coach, you made almost like 100 triple doubles as a player in your career, and the Mavs had almost like 25 this season. Another one tonight. Can you put on into context how difficult for a player to achieve that?
Yeah, it's very hard. They make it look easy today with the triple doubles. Sabonis, he's a force at the center. His ability to find teammates, to rebound and score. That's why he's an all-star, and he's one of the best in this league.
Jay, you've seen everything in this league inside of a locker room as a player, as a coach, and I wonder when a guy like Exum has a night like he had at the end, and you see how excited everybody was for him. As a coach, does that get you excited in terms of the relationship aspect of what this group appears to have? I mean, you guys are pretty fired up.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. We're fired up for everybody, and that's just the nature of this group. I think when you ask Luka about the chemistry, he's going to say it's excellent. The trust, the excitement, the cheering for one another is at a very high level. And just understanding Exum's journey, I use that word a lot. is, being, out of the league, now back in the league, and to have the trust of being able to knock down open shots or make a play for a teammate. Those guys in that locker room, they enjoy playing the game and going out to do one thing, and that's to win. And you can see that excitement on the road, understanding what's at stake. And so to win that first one, we wanted to be selfish, but also we want to be humble and understand it's not easy to win this time of the year on the road. So we wanted to go out and execute and find a way to win, and it was Exum's turn to step up, and he did.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.